Our raffle, we have 16 players. We have 16 eligible players for the random raffle this week. For those that are curious, we have 5 USD. We have 5 USD that is available to one of our 16 players. And this week, un momento. This week, our random raffle. Congratulations this week. Congratulations to Hon Mono. He does walk away with 5 USD with 5 extra prize money here. So congratulations to Hon Mono. Shout out to Captain Fish for coming in second place. I do see Captain Fish down there alongside Perceive, Skillus Art, and Erebus Black. So congratulations to Hon Mono. Hon Mono. As we're getting into our grand finals here, getting to our best of 5, and spawning in the top right hand corner of White Rabbits, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have the Teal Terran. Oh, representing Shopify Rebellion, getting proxied. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, going for the proxy 2 gates, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is a Krystianer. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is a Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will become this week's champion. Will it be Krystianer 2 weeks in a row, or will it be ByuN to claim his crown once again, as he's going for a double gas opener? Safe opener out of ByuN. Krystianer, he was hoping for a greedy build. It makes sense. Welcome to White Rabbits. White Rabbit is a larger map in the map pool, larger map, longer rushes to spy ground. Krystianer, who was hoping for an economic build, but alas, it is not going to be economic, and as a result, this shouldn't get as much damage done. We'll see. If ByuN goes, ByuN should be going for the factory. If he goes for low ground CC, then there is potential for damage. We'll see what Krystianer can achieve with this. We'll see. Aye. As we have our 2 zealots on the way. Don't forget to hydrate, by the way. Don't forget to hydrate. It's a very hot summer here in Australia, so drink all the agüita, baby. The agüita. As we have our 2 zealots on the way, double stalker behind this. Again, we have the faster factory on the high ground. Zealots were designed here to delay a CC, and they will delay, but they won't force a cancel. As they chip away at the wall, bunker is being thrown down. Reaper races back home. There's a repair on the depots. And again, ByuN should be fine. Should be fine, should be able to defend. With the help of the Stalkers, we can maybe find some SCV kills. The Stalkers, they can chip away at the building bunker. Oh, gets knocked over the wall. Oh, gets knocked over the wall. But it's a double-edged sword here, because it also means the Stalker is going to be dead in the water. Yeah, it's going to be focused down. Does get a couple of SCVs at least. But that is going to be 1 dead Stalker. Again, if the Stalker wasn't knocked over, it could be here behind the Zealots and can always kite back, can always kite away. So in the end, that did work out for ByuN, as he otherwise got a trade and got a pick off that he should not have gotten. And instead of 3 Stalkers, down to 2. Yeah, down to only 2 Stalkers. Gotta respect the KDA charge. Respect the grenades. Yeah, as the Stalker gets hunted down, massive pickup. Takes down another Stalker, and things are looking dire for Krystianer. Things are looking dire. As Krystianer, he's trying to expand, trying to build up his own natural. ByuN has already almost got his own CC up and running. ByuN coming out, move out. Oh, but you see that Krystianer is trying to work towards Blink. Oh. Vulcan is brutal. Stalker. No, the Stalker goes down. Jeez, the efficiency. The efficiency out of ByuN. Cyclone does fall at least. Takes on the Cyclone, delays the CC. Krystianer's still finding some damage, thankfully. Bearing in mind there's no second Cyclone because the add-on swap into Banshee play. Packages are building up. It's turning into a very awkward early game. Very awkward. Where Krystianer has his natural and ByuN is still yet to expand. It's a very late natural base for ByuN. So in that sense, this initial proxy has done some damage. As ByuN has his tank, he finally secures his natural. It took a while, but it's up and running. Did I speak too soon? Blink is done. Blink is done. Can he get on top of the tank? I cannot. Oof. Yeah, brutal punish. All his hurricanes thrown down. The Krystianer, these stalkers are so incredibly low. Fails to break the tank. Taking a third base instead, building up into the mid game. Oh, the Banshee does get into the natural. 5 probe kills, Reaper into the main base. Getting another probe, getting up to 7. So forces the recall, cripples the economy. ByuN so far looking good. It's up in economy. He's on his 2 bases. Krystianer, he has some catching up to do. And the third will help in recovering, but again, still has to recover. ByuN once again bringing his attention back at home. Let's bring the attention back home. Waiting for Stim. Again, ByuN, he shouldn't move out without his upgrade, so just waiting for Stim, +1. Then he can break out. Whether or not he commits into a 2-base all-in, that would be the case. Third CC. Third CC is on the way, so ByuN is building up into a longer and later game. We're about to slow things down. So I'll be honest, up until this point, it's been a very aggressive night of StarCraft. We have yet to really experience the mid game. It hasn't happened today. Hasn't happened in any of our matchups. I mean, that's just been the meta. As of the recent patch and the recent map pool, we've just been seeing a lot of aggression, a lot of all-ins. But finally, for the first time tonight, we're slowing things down. We're building up into 3 bases and looking to slow the game down. Loaded her a nice target firing, getting it to 3 more probes. Main army gets forced back. Oh, gets baited in. Jesus. Krystianer has to respect the army. And tanks are pre-sieged. ByuN, he has yet to spot the observer. And remember, ByuN, he had no intention of pushing. He was just threatening, just vying for map control while he expands. Krystianer trying to get behind the army. He wants those tanks. He doesn't find them. Nice movement out of ByuN. Yeah, he's still here in position. He still will protect those tanks. And again, we're building up into the mid-game. Colossal production has begun. We have the Academy on the way for ByuN. Getting into the Academy, getting into Ghost production. Vikings are on the way as well. And again, ByuN should just be playing hyper-defensive. Just hyper-defensive here. Getting up to 3 and then eventually 4 bases. Meanwhile, Krystianer going into triple robo production. This eventually turns into triple disruptor production. This is Krystianer's go-to mid-game. It's to build up into mass robo, to mass disruptor. He does control them well. And ByuN should be building up on tanks, Vikings, Ghosts, eventually Liberators, eventually turrets, sensor towers. Walling up. Now, traditionally, I would give the edge to ByuN here, getting into a longer game state. That is usually because Protoss players nowadays are very used to staying on a very cheap army, on a very gateway-heavy composition. But because Krystianer is going triple Robo, triple Disruptor, he actually has a lot of potential here to actually outtrade ByuN. If these Novas can connect, then Krystianer can take a fight. It comes down to the Novas, right? It all comes down to the Novas. It all comes down to the Disruptors. Army moves out. First Nova goes up. Raises the army. Second Nova. Ooh, no major connection. Yeah, a little bit premature there by Krystianer. He's panicking. Krystianer does panic. Disruptor goes down. And ByuN is going for the kill. He's going for the throats. Again, the Novas were not good enough. They were not good enough, Pappy. And with that, he has broken the center expansion. Takes down the Disruptor. Zones back the main army. And Krystianer, he just cannot keep up. Not like this. Again, Krystianer, he wasn't expecting to move out, and neither was I. To be fair, I was expecting ByuN to be more passive. But no, he broke out. He punishes the attempted Disruptor play. An okay Disruptor towards the end, but Krystianer, he lost the expansion. He lost the 5th base. Now he can just rotate. ByuN, he rotates over towards the 5th, towards the 3rd. Krystianer, he's out of position. He's trying to rush over. But he's cut off. Yeah, he's cut off from his own 5th. Or 4th even. Yeah, Vikings land. Novas, we get an okay connection. Tanks are exposed. Oof. Yeah, decent tank shots. Sorry, decent Novas, I should say. Yeah, decent Novas, but there's just so much bio. So many Marines. GG gets called. ByuN, he breaks through the main army, and ByuN takes game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Again, ByuN being very assertive here once he realized that Krystianer was taking up into mass robo. I was expecting ByuN to be a little bit more defensive, a little bit more passive, but no, once ByuN got his 3rd base, once he built up his ghost, he just moved out. He moved out across the map. He was able to punish Krystianer. Krystianer also had some very lackluster Novas. We saw him panic. He was panicking during that first fight, where he was kind of rapid firing his Novas out, and again, they were a little bit premature, a little bit preemptive, and a lot of them were wasted. And without those Novas, GG. GG, well played. ByuN, he does break through, and ByuN takes the lead in the series. And meanwhile, big shout out to Phasor in the chat. Phasor213. God. Thanks so much. Thanks so much for subscribing for 25 months, over 2 years of support. Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it, as we're here in the grand finals of Sparkling Tuna Cup, but we are in game 2, and we'll see if we can make a series out of this. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ruby Rock, we have the teal Terran player, the blue Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player, the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss, representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. We go. From here we are building on once again double gas open out of ByuN. If you remember last game, ByuN did open up double gas as well. Last game Krystianer went for the proxy 2 gates, and in the end he was able to find some damage, but at the same time was sustaining a lot back at home as well, due to the counterattacks, the Raven harass, the Reapers. In the end, ByuN was able to take a worker lead, an economic lead, and take it from there. So we'll see how Krystianer will adjust. Eyes are mainly on Krystianer here. It's Phasor. Gracias, papi, gracias. ByuN is going for, again, double gas into a faster factory into a delayed CC. Krystianer this time just going for an economic opener. No shenanigans, no proxy. Not this time. As we have our tech of choice, it is going to be a Twilight Council open out of Krystianer. Should be working towards Blink. Just into Blink, in towards the mid game. And we'll see how ByuN gets there. Right, it wasn't just the, my apologies, it wasn't just the Reaper harass from last game, it was the Banshee, true. The Banshee was also finding a lot of damage last game as well. The Banshees. It's okay, ByuN the edge. After he cashes the first adept, nice pick up here by ByuN. Takes down the first adept, kites away, kites well. It's Krystianer, he will lose map control. Coming in with a Stalker. ByuN, he wants that adept, he gets it. It's going to cost him a Hellion and a Reaper, but does take down both adepts in the end. ByuN going for the scouts. Diving into the main, and he will not confirm. Doesn't get eyes on the tech. Okay. Throws down 2 more gateways. We have 3 gates currently. Do we go up to a 4th gateway? Do we commit into 4-gate blink? I mean, hey, ByuN is playing blind. ByuN is playing blind. Eyes are on Krystianer. Ah, never mind. 3-gate blink. Robo's on the way into a later 3rd base. Safe play out of Krystianer. Going for a safer build. There's a 3rd. Now, the downside of Krystianer losing his adepts is that he has no vision. He has no vision. He has no scouting. Probe moves out. He has the Stalkers ready in the main, and they happen to be ready in position for the drop, thankfully. SCV ready. Oh, as ByuN commits in. Jesus. He will commit. He will lose the medevac. Medevac goes down. A couple of Marines as well. This was not worth it for ByuN. ByuN, he will lose everything. Ay, ay, ay. Este ByuN. Nice win for Krystianer. As ByuN, he second-guessed himself, he poked in, pulled away, and then he lost his medevac. ByuN had a late reaction to the Stalkers. And Krystianer, he can now freely move out. Back at home, ByuN building up his tanks. And again, ByuN, he should be stuck at home for the near future. Once again, it should be Colossus from Krystianer. Again, his go-to is to go into the mid-game into triple robot production, so we're expecting to see Colossus into Disruptors again out of Krystianer. Is what we're expecting. Except this time, I would say that Krystianer's in a better position. Remember, last game, Krystianer, who was losing a lot of probes to Reapers and a lot of probes to Banshees, this time he has more or less defended well against any kind of early aggression. So this time his economy is more untouched. So a cleaner early game out of Krystianer this time. Settling it. Oh, again, Krystianer has to be careful. Has to be careful to be baited into the tanks. We'll lose the Observer. Nice pick off by ByuN. As we have the 4th base on the way. Interesting 4th base here by Krystianer. It's very isolated. Up to the top side. He's already got his first, now building up his second Colossus. And the Raven has yet to kill anything. Is on, Jesus, 8 HP. Oh, as ByuN trying to be cheeky. Once again, trying to bait the army into tank range. Krystianer pulls away. Oh. ByuN, he gets a volume. And massive shot gets 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers go down. Again, nice bait there by ByuN. Being very, very intentional with those tanks. Getting some nice volleys. Krystianer has to pull away. The game is slowing down. Now, if you recall, I did mention that I expected to see Krystianer going to triple robo again, but that isn't the case. Krystianer stayed on 1 robo and instead is going for a massive gateway explosion. And as you can see here, no gases. No gases at the 3rd base, no gases at the 4th base. He's going for a much more traditional form of mid-game in PvT, which is Mass Zealot. It's just Mass Zealot, Mass Gateway. Previously, he was going for a more gas-intensive style. Not this time. So again, much more Zealot heavy. Meanwhile, ByuN, he has a Sim City. Nice wall off so far with the depots. Got his tanks, his Widow Mines, sensor towers as well. ByuN so far is just turtling up. And it's going to be difficult for Krystianer to break this position. Not impossible, but ideally Krystianer wants to wait for ByuN to expand. As the Terran player gets a 4th base, they spread themselves thin. And they have to split their army between 2 expansions. Right now, everything is centralized here at the 3rd, so it is easier for ByuN to defend. As well as charge into the main base, hitting 6 probes. Krystianer, does he just go in? Again, it's such a risky maneuver. Yes, Krystianer is up to supply. Spots the tanks. He's going for it. And commits in. A brutal choke point. Zealots, they cannot engage. Force field working against Krystianer. And he bleeds off a massive chunk of Zealots. Bleeds off Zealots, rotates around looking for a better angle. But once again, the army is centralized. Now it is more open here towards the south side, true. It's more open. Vikings, they just go to town with Colossus. Nice pickup, nice save. So Krystianer has repositioned. Again, ByuN is more vulnerable. Nice Widow Mine shot. Zealous take a lapse in. Nice EMP. EMP goes off. Vikings, they get 1 of the Colossus. They get 1, they get 2, but the Gateway army breaks on through, takes down both tanks. Do we have enough Zealots though? Nah, not enough. Not enough Zealots. With that, ByuN, he holds. He shuts down the army. A couple of Zealots, they peel off into the mineral line. But Krystianer, he has not broken through yet. We'll bring in more Zealots. Trying to get on top of the Marauders. Some decent trades, 14 SCVs, he gets all the Vikings. Up, oh, not bad. Gets all the Vikings, has to get the hell out of here. Has to pull away and kills 15 SCVs. Now what's scary is that ByuN still has an equivalent SCV count. That is insane. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN is working on it, it's fine. Krystianer switching into disruptors. Now we have a second robo on the way. No gases yet. Krystianer, he wants a 4th. There it goes off. No connection. Once again, a little bit premature. Krystianer rotates to the 3rd, links in, gets the tank. Tank goes down, nice target firing on the disruptor. Colossus has arrived. Remember, the Viking out was reset. The Colossus can go to town. Nice damage to the Colossus. Krystianer, can he break the third? It's still very close. Nice EMP. Nice EMP, but the Colossus does kite back. Picks up more Marines, but there's just not enough buffer here for Krystianer. ByuN holds. ByuN is holding, getting his fourth base up and running. Meanwhile, big shout out to Quinton Suit in the chat. Gah, baby, gah. Gracias. First time for a year. Oh my god. 12 months. 1 year of support. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Do appreciate it. Happy holidays, baby. Happy holidays. Thank you so much. Year of Duckling supports. As again, ByuN, he's building up. He's getting into 3-3 upgrades, more Vikings up and running as well. The fourth base is fully saturated. Unfortunately, this is, bearing in mind, this is an orbital. There's nothing here, but there's no run-bys. No run-bys, no counterattacks. Krystianer just wants to win with one big major fight. Does have a lot of Zealots on the ground. And again, this time there's no Widowmines, no tanks. The Zealots have better trades. Viking count is low. And Krystianer, has he done it? We'll lose all the Zealots. He still has a lot of Stalkers left over. Yeah, with more Zealot reinforcements, Krystianer, he has broken through. Yeah, he breaks on through. As he mentioned, no factory production, no Widowmines, no tanks. GG gets called. The position is broken, and Krystianer, he will tie up the series 1-1. We are going to game 3. Let's go. GG, well played. Whew, a very intense game here from Krystianer, but again, he was able to eventually whittle away at the key important units. Specifically, the Vikings, the tanks, the Widowmines. There was no splash damage left, and there was very limited anti-air, so the Colossus were actually achieving quite a lot of damage towards the end because ByuN was a little bit careless, and he lost all the Vikings previously. He lost all of his Vikings, again, he lost all of his factory-based units as well. He was down to just purely bio, and we saw that Krystianer was able to have a better trade because of that. GG well played. Eventually, he broke the back of ByuN. And now we're getting to game number 3. Whew. Hi. Jumping into game 3. Game 3 is going to be on Tourmaline. We're going to be loading into a much more aggressive map, a much smaller map, and we're expecting to see a bit of an earlier engage here from our players. We'll see. Let's go. So we're getting into our next game. Too many Marauders? Kind of. If you're asking for more Marines there, they would equally, be killed even faster. You do want a high Marauder count. It's just the supportive units that you do need to be able to maintain that kind of position when it comes to your factory units, when it comes to your starport units. I would not say that the bio army was deficient in any way. No, it was solid. We're just lacking kind of other aspects. You could argue actually that the army was fine if we just had a higher Viking count. If he was able to retain his 6 Vikings from earlier, then most likely ByuN holds there, because then the Colossus are not getting anywhere near as much value, anywhere near as much damage. There we go. Here we go. We're getting into our next game. As it looks like our players need a moment. They need a moment. Whew. As again, Tourmaline is a very open map, I should say. The bases are much more exposed. It is easier to push in and to try to break a defending player here. I should also emphasize that that's also one of the reasons why it did work out better on Ruby Rock, is because the bases are more open on Ruby Rock compared to White Rabbit. Same here. So if we saw Krystianer go for a similar style of going for a very low gas count, a very heavy gateway composition, it can work wonders on a map like Tourmaline if we end up in a similar game state. Which is why we're expecting to see more aggression out of ByuN. I'll be honest, I'm expecting to see... the problem is that ByuN isn't really fond of all-ins, but I do feel like a 2-base all-in here would work quite well for Terran. But again, I don't think that ByuN is really one to often pull the boys and to commit. So the pressure's on ByuN here. We'll see. We'll see what he goes for. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the Teal Terran representing Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Protoss player, we have the red Protoss representing Offset Esports. It is Krystianer. Here we go. And again, welcome one and all to Tourmaline. Tourmaline is a hyper aggressive map, a short rush distance by ground, and a very exposed natural and a very exposed third base. As a result, all-ins are strengthened on this map. They do hit harder than usual, and it is more difficult to be the defending player and to defend on 3, on 4, and on 5 bases. It is very difficult to be the defending player here, so we're expecting to see aggression from both sides. Who's going to strike first? I'm going to say that I'm expecting to see aggression from the side of Terran. Honestly, Krystianer can just play standard, can just play regular, safe, standard, and build up into the mid game, and then be hyper aggressive in the mid game instead, and punish a player trying to defend on 3 and 4 bases. Like, Krystianer can go for later aggression and be quite successful with it, which is why we're expecting to see something different from ByuN before we get to that kind of game state. We'll see. We shall see. For now, once again, double gas. Every game so far, every game it's been double gas out of ByuN and going for the faster factory. We have yet to see a more greedy or economic build out of ByuN. We were most expecting it on White Rabbits, which is the game that Krystianer proxied on, if you remember. But ByuN did play safe on White Rabbit as well. I mean, especially after what happened in game 1, I don't really expect to see ByuN really mixing things up too much in the early game. But let's go. As we are opening up Reactor Reaper Hellion, okay. Yeah, it's that CC on the low ground. Once again, we have our Twilight Council open at Krystianer, and we'll see if he goes into 4 Gape Stalker. We have seen quite a bit of 4 Gape on Tourmaline. So we'll see if he goes 2 gate, 3 gate, or 4 gates instead. So far, I believe Krystianer, again, he hasn't really deviated too much outside of the proxy game. ByuN is building up his Reaper Hellion. Remember, when you commit this hard, the goal is to deal some economic damage. And we'll see if ByuN can get across the map. As the depth stage try to pick up the Hellion, they will. Hellion goes down. He gets 1. Only 1. Only 1 Hellion, but again, that does take away a bit of the backbone here of the army. ByuN moves out. Krystianer, he's walling off. Yeah, you can see here he's just going for the full wall off. Nice reaction by Krystianer. This army shouldn't get any damage done. Of course, the Reapers can still bypass and go straight into the main base. Or even straight into the natural. Yeah, there is a Reaper Cliff. True. There's a cliff face. Dives into the natural. Krystianer out of position. No, yeah, he's out of position. Probe's going to be going down. He was expecting a rotation into the main. Yeah, big misread, and this is getting out of hand here. 4 probes, 5 probe kills. Ay, 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 that should not be happening. Getting up to 6. 6 probes go down. Getting up to 7. Oh, 7 probes. Ay, 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 bad. And that is critical damage, especially considering that Krystianer, he wasted all these resources on the wall. So again, he fully walled off to minimize any kind of attack pass here, but again, he forgot that there was a cliff face into the natural. It slipped his mind, it slipped my mind, to be fair, and Krystianer completely out of position. With that, ByuN takes a lead. Takes a lead early on. Was able to snipe at 7 probes. And behind this is building up his bio. Getting into his 2-1-1. Reaper's back in. Disrupting some mining. But nothing major. The Hydra follow-up. Krystianer, he does pull away in time. Ooh, despite that, he does clump up. 4 probe kills. There's still 2 more mine shots. Getting up to 5. 5 probes going down. One of the mines even gets away. Oh, yeah, this is a very shaky start here for Krystianer. Things are looking bleak for the Protoss. And ByuN's eventual move out is going to hit like a truck. Now, not saying there's no way to recover here as that final Widowmine goes back in. Krystianer doesn't react in time. Oh, he does pull away. He pulls away, and despite that, oof, gonna be another probe. Another probe going down. Krystianer, yeah, he spots the bunker. I don't see him achieving much damage here. I mean, there's a tank. Stalkers, okay, they go behind the mineral line. At the same time, auto harassing to the main. Oh god, oh no, it's getting out of hand. It's becoming too much, Mappy. 4 more probes. I'm afraid. Look, how many in total? 16. 16 probe kills. That's an entire mineral line, by the way. That is too much damage. Does ByuN go for a ByuN move out? The answer is yes. This is a little bit risky by ByuN. Basically what this is, ByuN, he should, or most players will just wait. Wait for what? Wait for stim. You just wait for stim and then you push. But ByuN is pushing pre-stim. And he does get 3 stalkers. Oh god, it's worth it. GG gets called, catching 3 stalkers. And ByuN, he will snowball into a win. He will take a 2-1 lead in the series. GG. GG, well played. But again, just a very rough start there for Krystianer to lose so many workers. 16 probes. 16 probes went down to the Reaper harass, to the Widowmine drops, and to the Raven harass as well. That was just too many losses, too much damage. Of course, it all began with the Reaper Hellion harass. If you remember, Krystianer, he saw it. He saw it coming. He saw it coming ahead of time. That's why he killed the first Hellion, and that's why he fully walled off. He made a full wall at the natural, and he rotated all of his stalkers into the main base, right? So he thought he was safe. He was like, okay, I've got a full wall in the natural, stalkers in the main, I'm ready for anything. But there was a Reaper cliff into the natural, which I had forgotten, and it did slip Krystianer's mind. And as a result, he lost 7 probes. 7 probes went down to the Reapers. That should not have happened because he invested so much into the wall off, so much into those stalkers, and in the end, it amounted to nothing. That was the beginning of the end there for Krystianer, and in the end, GG. GG, well played. It all just snowballed out of control from there, and now we're getting into game number 4. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the teal Terran player. We have the South Green Terran for Shopify. It is ByuN. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player, the Polish Protoss representing Offside Esports. It is Krystianer. And if you remember, we were talking about Tourmaline, and we spoke about how we expected to see more aggression out of ByuN, and I was leaning towards a 2-base all-in. But even before that, like ByuN, he was hyper-aggressive, and he was successful, right? He was able to find that success, find that damage with the Reapers, with the Hellions, and now we pop off with the Proxy. Welcome to Winter Madness. Winter Madness is a larger map of the map pool. It has a longer rush distance by ground, more defendable bases, and ByuN is going for the Proxy on the larger map. Let's go. So we have the Raxes being thrown down. Krystianer just settling into his own standard build. Again, there's a higher chance that Krystianer cuts corners and goes for a greedier start, so ByuN is hoping for that. He's banking on that. So he has this gas mining. First Rax is almost done. Waiting for the Reapers to get underway. Oh, never mind. My apologies. Single gas is going for the Proxy Marauder instead. So it's going to be a bit of a later timing here from the side of ByuN. But Krystianer sees nothing. He went Gate Expand. Yeah, Gate Expanded to Cyber Core. That is a Nexus before the Cyber Core. This is a greedy build out of Krystianer. This means later Cyber Core or later Gateway units. He's going for the Probe Scout. He's checking the 4th base location. Scouts on the right hand side checking for proxies, but he will miss the proxy in the dead center of the map. Oh boy, this might just be game, to be honest. This isn't, I mean, I was gonna say this isn't meant to kill. I mean, this is meant to maim, this is meant to cripple, but this can straight up kill at this point. Going to, oh my, is he going proxy Dark Shrine? I was curious as to the pylon, as the probe moving out across the map, but he's going gate expanded to Cybercore into early Twilight Council off of 1 gateway with a proxy. I mean, Marauders are about to arrive. There's only 1 gateway. There's only 1 gate. There's no warp gate. that's just game, right? Like, there's nothing. There's no warp gate. He's trying to, yeah, there it is, GG. GG gets called, and ByuN with the hard counter. Krystianer, he was trying to be cheeky, he was trying to be quirky, but he gets caught with his pants down completely. And ByuN, he will be this week's Sparkling Tuna Cup champion. GG. GG, well played. Ay. Warp gate was delayed. Second gateway was delayed. We saw a very fast Twilight Council out of Krystianer. It looked like he was being very cheeky, rushing into early tech, but unfortunately he had no scouting information. Didn't even probe scout across map to confirm that there was a proxy. True. There was no regular probe scout either. So Krystianer playing completely blind, and with that, congratulations. Congratulations here to ByuN. Congratulations here. Oh. GG, well played. Congratulations here to ByuN as it does claim the series 3-1, becoming our champion. Shout out to Krystianer for making a series out of this and for taking the game on Ruby Rock. And I can see him taking it to ByuN if he was able to get into the mid game once again. But we saw some hyper aggression towards the end out of ByuN on Tourmaline, and here as well on Winter Madness, where ByuN was able to deal early critical damage to the point where Krystianer couldn't embrace the mid game. Not anymore. Not after that game on Ruby Rock. So GG, well played. ByuN was able to bring it back and was able to claim that win in the end. Congratulations. Congratulations here to ByuN. And again, a shout out to Krystianer. Krystianer, he was the reigning champion, and Krystianer, he still played well. I mean, look at this. Krystianer, he beat Nickrat, he beat Skillus, he beat some big names to make it to the grand finals, and even took a map off of ByuN, and did even force hyper aggression out of ByuN as well. So no shame in that. No shame whatsoever in going down to ByuN. So GG, well played. Also, shout out to Percival. Honestly, this could have been a rematch, Percival versus Krystianer. Percival, he almost stopped ByuN in the semifinals. He also had a very close and a very intense series versus ByuN in that TvP. If you missed it, I do recommend the VODs. I do recommend checking out some of those previous games on the channel. Otherwise, GG, well played. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed yourselves and have a great end of year. Happy holidays, happy holidays. Again, we do have Christmas right around the corner. It's the 22nd here, and we're coming up on the 25th in a couple of days. Whether you celebrate on New Year's or on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or Boxing Day, whatever whatever you do celebrate, regardless, have a great end of year. Bearing in mind we still have another Tuna Cup. Very quickly, let's head on over to the schedule. Of course, congratulations to Honmono for winning the random raffle. Of course, did win the raffle. Oh, but there we go. Oh, I love that we have the graphic here. Happy holidays, true, happy holidays. As you can see, our schedule is a little bit leaner. It was meant to be a little bit leaner, but I just got messaged about a couple of casts to do, so this is not completely up to date. Our next broadcast should be tomorrow with the Wardy TV Monday. True, that's going to be the Wardy TV Monday tomorrow. We do have some more scheduled broadcasts. We have Pigstar Cup on Thursday, we have StarCraft Evolution League on Saturday, we have the end of year December monthly finals for Sparkling Tuna Cup on Sunday. We have the December finals. Actually, very quickly here, do we have our confirmed top seeded players for December? Now that this event has ended, I believe we should. I just don't know if it's calculated, but if I'm not mistaken, I think we have our top players. Yeah, it still has yet to be fully calculated. We can have a look together, actually. Hold on. Un momento. Bam, there we go. There we go. So this was our monthly rankings for the month of December before this event, with Krystianer at number 1, with Percival at number 2, with Trigger, with ByuN, with Classic, Milky Cow, Nickrat, and Ryung as well. These are our top players. You can see here that we have yet to input the data for number 116, but with those added points, it is going to give extra points to players like ByuN, Percival, Krystianer, and Skillus, Nikita, true. So this should actually, because of Skillus' performance, tournaments this week, he should be bumped up. He should be bumped up a little bit further up instead, because he did make it to top 4 of this week's tournament, and that might actually knock ByuN down. So again, we still have to tally the numbers and confirm, but we should be getting our top players momentarily. Unfortunately, again, as it should be with online tournaments, very Terran and Protoss heavy. Sometimes we have like Solar or Young Yakov. We can see Young Yakov is down here. He has some points, true, but I don't think he's going to make it to the top 8, so it's going to be very Terran and Protoss heavy. But regardless, this is going to be for next week for the December finals. We're getting there when it comes to the invites, when it comes to our players setting up for the end of year finals. Otherwise, bam. Otherwise, that again, this is our current schedule. I was actually just notified before the cast that there might be another cast for us on the 26th on Friday, so we might add some extra casts to this. For the most part, I would like to spend some time with the family, though, with family and you know, with Christmas on the horizon for the holidays. So it should be a bit of a shorter broadcast, but regardless, the show will still go on. Tomorrow we're going to be live with Warty TV Monday. Again, we still have Big Star Cup on Thursday, SCL on Saturday, and Tuna Cup on Sunday. And tentatively, there will be another unannounced broadcast on Friday as well. At least we will be having Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve off. We should 23rd and 24th. We should have off, but I believe we're going to be casting on the 25th and 26th. So still plenty of casting, still plenty of content. Oh, the StarCraft. Happy all the StarCraft. Oh, meanwhile, sorry, check DMs. Looks like we have our confirmed top 8. Looks like we have Krystianer, Percival, ByuN, Trigger, Skillus. Yes, Skillus did make his way up top. Nickract, ByuN, and Classic. Oh, okay. So it looks like we have our confirmed top 8 players. Krystianer at number 1, Percival at number 2, ByuN number 3, Trigger number 4, Skillus number 5, Nickrack number 6, and then ByuN and Classic tied for number 7 and 8 respectively. Okay. So again, very high profile players, and really cool to see Classic make his return once again. He's had a bit of a lackluster performance in Tuna Cups, but maybe he's able to redeem himself. Regardless, we'll be going over that next week in the next Tuna Cup for the December finals. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Hope you had a great time, and again, have a great end of year. Have a happy holidays, of course, and we'll see you tomorrow for Warty TV Monday. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Ciao, papi, ciao. Also, very quickly, if you want to support this tournament, Patreon is the place to be. !Patreon in the chat. If you want to support StarCraft, if you want to support the Ducklings, and if you want to support these players, you can do so via Patreon. Our Patreon is designed to help us grow the Tuna Cup. So if you want to help us grow the prize pool for our tournaments, then you can do so via Patreon. So you can help us out via Patreon. Otherwise, follow us on all the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things Cranky Ducklings. We stream on YouTube and stream on Twitch at the same time. And of course, VODs upload to YouTube on a daily basis. So plenty of VODs on YouTube, plenty of content to catch up on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Until then, ciao, papi, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego.